In order to leave a link to your blog or to any website on or within a comment on a blog, you must know how to write the HTML code to create a link. This is explained in the activities manual on page 13. It is also explained in Mrs. Yolis's third grade class. There's a link on page 13 of the activities manual to it, and I'm going to show you how to do it here. If you are in Blogger, Blogger will do this for you. For example, I'm going to scroll down here to the bottom of the instructions that I've written about C4K, which will appear very shortly. And I'm going to put John Strange, which I want to be the button that links to my own personal web page. In Blogger, I can copy or I can select my name. I can then go up to the link button and add a link. And I can either paste in the link or I can type it in if I know it. I happen to know that link, www.johnstrange.com. I can then click OK. And you'll notice that when I do that, Blogger puts in href equal quotation mark http:// www.johnstrange.com in quotation marks, and that's the A means an anchor tag. The href means that it's a hypertext reference. Within the quotation marks, we have the URL to which we are referring somebody when they click on that link. Then I end it with a bracket. Then here's my link, which I typed in and selected, and then Blogger does the bracket / a bracket. Let me update this blog post. Let me view the blog, and you always need to check to make sure that it's done properly. So I'm going to scroll down, and here's John Strange, and this should take me to my own website. Let's see if it does. Yes, it does. So it works. So I'm going to go back to Blogger, and I'm going to go back to Edit. And I'm going to take that out because I really don't want that there. And then I'm not ready to publish this anyway, so I will just revert to draft. And it is now saved but not published on the web, and I can come back in a minute and finish it and publish it. The next thing that we need to do is we need to take that knowledge that we learned and apply it in a particular situation. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to make this into page setup, a landscape, so we'll have a little bit more space on our page. And now I'm going to blow this up a bit so it's a little bit easier for you to read. I'm going to write that code that you have to learn how to write. It's a bracket, which is above the comma, a meaning that it's an a tag that we're starting, an anchor tag, a space. You must have the space. href equal, which means hypertext reference, where you're going to send somebody, in quotation marks, the URL, in my case that I just used, www.johnstrange.com, quotation mark, bracket, whatever it is that you want to be the button. In the case that I had before, I used John Strange, but let me just put my blog this time to demonstrate to you that it can be anything. Well, it could be the button, or I could put, Eiffel Tower, and it would still go to my site. But I'm putting my blog. I now have to end the a tag, bracket / a bracket. Now, what I should do is I should check to make sure that this works. If I'm working in pages, so I can just click on this to see if it works. First, though, I'm going to copy it because that's what I want to do. So I'm going to copy it. Now it works. We went to my website. Okay, now we're ready to try this out on an actual blog. You can see that I've been practicing on here before, but we're going to have a new comment. So I went to the class blog, edm310.blogspot.com, and arrived here. And then I said I'm going to leave a comment as a part of a demonstration of how you write the code inside a comment to take you to a specific place when you know the URL, like for example your blog post or your blog, which is where you probably want to send people most of the time. But we'll click on comment and we'll leave a comment that is nothing more than a test. So say this is a demonstration of how to write a comment that has a link to another blog or web page. The way you do it is, we've learned how to write the code now. We do bracket a space. We follow that with href equal quote, the href meaning I'm going to refer you via hypertext to some address. What is that address? Now we have to put that in. http://www.johnstrange.com. Quotation mark. Don't forget the quote. Bracket. Don't forget the bracket. Now we need a button. If we don't put a button in, there will be nothing visible for people to click. So what am I going to put here? We're going to John Strange's blog, so why don't we just put John Strange's blog. And then we need to end the a bracket, bracket slash a bracket. And these brackets are above the comma and the period, and the slash is below the quotation mark. You probably already know that, but it's something that you have to know. We're going to publish this comment. And unless the comments are being moderated, you can and should check to make sure that your link works. And if it doesn't work, you need to replace your comment with one that has a link that does work. So we're going to test out this link. John Strange's blog, click on it, and it takes us to www.johnstrange.com because we knew the code with which to write it. So you need to learn how, and you have to start with C4K number 1 in including a link in your comment, a link to your blog, so that Mrs. Miller's students, should they desire or be required to, can go to your blog and leave a comment on something that you have written.